this stage we have everything complete. We pretty much did the same exact concept on the other side. Your side might be bigger or not. They should have everything on it before we start our receiver. Our receiver, one of them is our RN167. It's got the bell, it's got the part. The other part is your RN168, which is the snap receiver, which you will be snapping on later on, like this. So for now, the way we got our measurements for our receiver, we measure from the bottom of your F channel to the top of the finished floor. And then you can insert it. But as you push it in, don't forget that you have a clip, or you're going to do some notching, which we've already done some notching, but I'll show you a little example how to notch it. You'll pretty much get where you need to. Mark it with a pencil on both sides. After you mark it, come down here. I'm going to show you offset because I've already done it, but if you don't know how to do it, let's say that there was a clip that landed right here and you needed to notch your side on both sides, because you might have to do it on the top, on the opposite side because of the T-clip. We use snips or cutters, and what you do is you simply just give it a little snip, follow it behind there so it don't stop it. And because of the T-clip, you might have to snip this as well. If you get a big piece, just give it another little snip in there. Then we use our duckbill pliers. You squeeze it, twist it, and it pops right off. Do the same thing for your inside. Just twist both of them at the same time. It might be a little bit difficult at first, but just take your time. Then you want to straighten out your nibs. A little quick tutorial if you don't know how to do that for your top. So now that we've already had this snip up on top, we're going to go ahead and put it in. Put it in by using a block of wood and a mallet. It's good to have somebody behind him as he's popping it in. We do recommend using a wood block because so you don't damage the material. Now at this step, because your receiver is on the outside and is not butting against the wall, you're going to have to add some screws on the back side of this. You don't need a ton of them. These are not provided by Rayco. We just get any kind of cell tapper that's long enough to go through here. And just everywhere you just screw it in and make sure that it doesn't gap up on your back side before snapping on your receiver. Follow that all the way down, keeping it sturdy. Now we're for our snap in. Snap in, you want the face side to the outside. Kind of sit it in there. Is it in there? Just give it a squeeze. And follow it all the way down. Okay, so now that we have our receiver snapped in and ready, the next part we're going to have is our RN456, which is our head track. This is to snap on the whole top up there. And before you put it on your head track, you do want to preset the rollers. We like to use a 7-in-1. In the accessory track they have tools that can do this, but it seems easier. On your 7-in-1 you can pop your tab off and it fits perfectly right over the screw head to loosen them up. How to put your rollers, you can put 2 wheels on that side, however which way it distributes the same. So, and you do notice that we have notched some parts of the track. That is to clear our T-clip, our L-clip, by putting it on. Now just like any of our other material, we like to use a block of wood, a rubber mallet, or just a regular mallet. Set your track up there, get it close to the receiver, take your time, hold it, snap it in, all the way across. and now your head track is sealed in. Your next step to do is to get your small screws, the little black screws, and in the center of your channel you'll see your guide lines. Give us a second, we'll get to it. If we can focus right on the guide lines. It's your center lines. And you want to set yourself your screw up here. That way it won't interfere with your track. The only thing I do like to remind people is that you get a lot of build-up trash in here. Make sure to remove all your shavings before you start rolling your rollers on there to test it. Now that we've set our track in, I've placed our trim where they would go typically. Do remember on this side to run your regular style R425 trim from the top to the bottom. Remember, this is the 199. We're going to use our bigger trim to snap on this side. Then you're going to use your smaller trim to snap on the bottom side. Just a quick briefing. That same big trim on the opposite side of your system is just trimming after you get to this point. This big trim will go all the way across. First you do your verticals, the smaller trim, and then you put this in between both of them, and then cut your trim underneath, just like we were going to do on this side. But on this side, because the door slides on here, you want to use your felt trim to snap it on this side. And you use felt trim at the bottom as well, and then you shoot your vertical to the bottom of the track. Now, if y'all never seen us put trim on, the way we like to show people to put trim, same concept. Grab a hold of your backside, lock the wood, mallet, snap it all the way down. Now, if something happens and you're having to remove the trim and you don't know how to do it, we like to use the spatula. We do reduce it a little bit lower so it's not so flimsy. And we like to insert it into our trim gap. Oh, sorry about that. Let me snap that back in real quick so I can show y'all. So this is how your system should look complete. Like I said, no felt trim right here, felt trim at the bottom, and on this side where the doors slide into. All your pieces trimmed up, screwed off, snapped in, all your trim. Now if you have any problems where you have to pop off the trim, we like to use a spatula. We do reduce it to get a little bit more sturdy than our mallet. On our system of our trim, you're always left with a seam. If you just put that right in there, give it a few taps so that it sinks in, then push it towards the material and pop it off. Then turn this around and it's much easier. Slide it down. Now that you're complete in your accessory pack, you're going to have our door guide. Our door guide is just set at the bottom of your belt using the flat self-tapping screws that we have in there. If you're going to have any carpet or whatnot, make sure to give the right dimensions of the door. If not, just set it right here, center it to your belt, push it in, lock it in. When you're doing the bottom one, always make sure to push this down so you don't mess up your plastic on your guide. Push it down, set the screw, lock it in. So this is the visual of the back side of your slider. And your clips and everything else. Remember, your big trim goes on the back side from inside to inside of your verticals. So your vertical will sit somewhere right there to the top. You'll set your bigger trim inside of that and continue it. But do take note when you're installing this header trim that on this trim, unlike our other one, it has a bigger side and a smaller side. That bigger side should always be at the top when snapping it in.